And I'll let Petra make the announcement, I think.
You sound more nervous than I am. I've been thinking about the future in the breakfast family and this role, and I've decided to leave the breakfast family at the end of this year and hang out and have breakfast with my family. It's been a big decision to resign because we're a pretty tight team, a pretty incredible team that puts 3 hours to air every day of the week and deals with whatever happens in the world. And it's been a privilege to broadcast certain situations, which I'm no doubt we'll talk more about. But
so you've decided to leave the ship at the end of the year. Now, this is, as you say, it's all about seeing more of your family. Have you told the family?
Told them last night, and one of my sons said to me, "How long have you been doing breakfast for, Mummy? 2 million years?" And I said, "No, darling, just 2 years." And he said, "No, 2 million years." So I think there's that feeling I remember when I started. He won't really remember me having breakfast with the family, and this role, as you well know, is seriously consuming, and you think about it in the morning, the middle of the day and the night. And while I've loved it and given myself heart and soul to it, ups and downs, I think it's time for me to refocus. So I'm taking on a bit of a new adventure, and I know that change takes time to adjust to. So we want to give you, our breakfast audience, who, you know, let us into your homes every morning, the opportunity to get used to the change, and we're going to find somebody fabulous to sit on the couch next to Rawdon, and we want you to, you know, love and embrace them as many of you have loved and embraced me.
Yeah, so important though that we got to, or that Petra got to tell you first.
Yes, we did
this morning. Now, you had a lovely story about that you'd always vowed to yourself that you would make sure that you never went to bed before you... What was that?
Yeah, well, Hamish and I, you know, took on the challenge, and he said, "Oh, you'll do this for 2 or 3 years, won't you?" And I said, "I will give up this job the day I go to bed before the children," and that day is rapidly approaching. So, yeah, I don't want to go to bed before the 9-year-old. So, I think I'll hang out in the evening with my husband. You
have just said about how, you know, obviously we often in this industry talk about the huge privilege of the jobs which we have, and there's no doubt that it is a huge privilege. Your highlights in the 2 years?
Honestly, it's been an incredible 2 years to be in this seat. We've had the Rugby World Cup, the Queen's Jubilee, the Royal Wedding, the Olympics. Really met some amazing New Zealanders and got to hear their stories, thinking about Val Adams, you know, arriving home to claim her rightful gold. But I think probably when I felt most privileged and most proud to be broadcasting was post the Christchurch earthquakes, because seriously, that's when New Zealand needed a window onto the tragedy that was unfolding and what needed to happen. And not only did we allow Kiwis from overseas, when TVNZ opened up the connection, to see what was happening, we allowed New Zealanders to understand and see Christchurch in that raw state of need. And we also were helpful. So that was a real privilege to broadcast during that. But at the same time, there have been just incredible news from around the world, so it has been a roller coaster, and it's been lovely to be at your place, and you have to put up with me for the rest of the year. But I thought I was going to cry, so thanks for helping me out with that.
I had your tissues. And the other highlight, sitting next to Rawdon.
Oh yes, no, sorry, did I not say that?
15 hours a week, no.
No, it's been so much fun, and I guess that's it. I get to have a lot of fun coming up to the end of the year. We're
going to have a ball, yes.
Camilla and Charles, here we come.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to be covering the Raw Tour, and obviously, as Petra just said, yes, this is the team through to the end of the year, and then
new horizons,
who knows?
New adventures. Yeah. So thanks for having me, heaps.
Yeah. Well done, mate. It's been great having you. Thank you very much. We'll keep you here for another few weeks.
Okay, cool.
Coming up, though, we're going to meet the man behind this very famous tune.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. A sweep is as lucky can